My Lords, it's a pleasure to follow the noble Lord Randall and indeed everyone who's spoken in this group. I'll be very brief, starting with Amendment 246, to which, as the noble Lady Baroness Freeman said, I've attached my name. And I heard some expressions of shock when the noble lady said 30 million bird strikes a year. I heard expressions of shock from around me. That's 30 million deaths, and that's from the British Trust for Ornithology. And there are, the estimate is 100 million bird strikes. And of course, the 30 million is the immediate deaths. Some of the strikes are birds that have suffered the fate the noble Lady Baroness Freeman set out, whereby they suffer and get trapped, and who knows what happens to them in the longer term. You know, flying at full speed into a window is not good for you, even if it doesn't exactly kill you. And I think around the world, the figures on this are billions. We are, as a species, care less. And yes, Hansard, I'm putting a hyphen in there. We are not taking care. And yet, as the noble Lady Baroness Freeman said, lots of countries are at least doing much better than we have. And surely, we often hear Britain talked about as a nation of animal lovers, nation of bird lovers. We have the twitchers all out there chasing when some rare species turned up. Surely we can take this modest measure of 246. And I think the noble Lady Baroness Freeman has listened to what the government said and adopted accordingly. That's what we're supposed to do. Just very briefly on Amendment 140, to which my noble friend Baroness Jones of Moulskins attached her name. I actually had a much stronger amendment than this at committee, which I didn't bring back because I was just leaving all the really small and modest ones that the government could agree to for here at committee. I suggested that we should be building the entire fabric of buildings to care for nature. And in fact, I spoke about it at a museum of exhibit that's working in that direction, and I have no doubt we're going to have to get to that direction. But how bad will the state of nature be before we get to that point, and how hard will the recovery be? And I just finally want to very much support the amendment in the name of the noble Lady Baroness Coffey, but just pick up one word she said about new ponds. Of course, what we are seeing in some parts of the country in a limited way is the restoration of what's known as ghost ponds, some of which can be up to 1,000 years old. And if you carefully excavate them and you know what you're doing and you've done the LiDAR survey first, you can actually get seeds that are 1,000 years old germinating in the pond conditions when you've restored it that they originally can. And in East Anglia, there's 22 ponds that have done that, and 136 species, thought to be all historic seeds, have come up in those ponds. So making this a way in which we can let these ponds free really is a win-win.